Hello, and welcome to another update, summer 2019 of Russell Goslin's YouTubing model building adventures. And I apologize for the, there was certainly a lack of videos between January and now. Don't really have a real excuse. The only thing I think that I was concerned about at the time for my spring update was that I really had nothing to update. It was all the same stuff. Nothing had really made any serious progress. So it would have felt, I felt as though it would have been a redundant video of last winter. Making tutorials, I had a bunch of ideas. I just never got around to doing them. I think I kind of got on the unfortunate slump of thinking that everything's on YouTube. What can I contribute in the model building world that hasn't already been put out? You know, and they can always say, well, they're better than me. But I talked to a few guys. I have a friend of mine who's a YouTuber. He does makerspace stuff. So he works with like welding and concrete and wood, and he's really into it. And yeah, he gave me some pretty good advice. And I know Brett Grog, he's responded to me maybe a year or two ago about how my contribution is my contribution, and people can take it or leave it. Same way as when I watch other people's YouTube videos. Another aspect is the fact that there's a lot of stuff on Facebook now. Most of us who are on the YouTube thing, you know, we have Facebook sites, or we have the Facebook group, so everything's there. So we kind of have to think about like what is the YouTube channel now for me. I still think making tutorials is still central to what I do. And everything else is just on the sidelines, because I can always show my models on a Facebook group, but I don't necessarily can't really make a tutorial. So YouTube is still very valid, and you'll see more, definitely. Personal life and all that stuff, nothing's been crazy. I've been busy at work, and being busy at work is good. But there is that video game. I did get sucked into Forge of Empires back last Thanksgiving, and then maybe slightly that may give some reason to why I haven't been making videos. I do give a lot of my time. Not a lot, I mean, maybe 20 minutes a day. It is becoming addicting, kind of like Facebook. You gotta go check on it. So I'm trying to put some discipline on it. But yeah, I mean, yeah, that's where I've been. So let's talk about stuff. Really, what I was hoping for was a deadline, or a goal, was to actually get some models really close to being done, and I achieved that. So I've been working on that Panther, which is as of today, it's really it's a year late. It was for the Kursk group build, but let's take a look at it. I've been working on it. And I know some of you have seen it a lot in previous updates, but I just wanted to give you know, it's got tracks on it. Wow, it's not. The tracks aren't complete yet. You know, for a model builder who's been doing this for a little bit, I keep on forgetting certain model building principles, like don't glue your drive sprockets in before the tracks are installed. Wait until the tracks go on. Luckily, I was able to do some navigating, and I was able to pull it off. Lesson was learned. So really all that's left on this kit is obviously some weathering on the upper structure, and the fenders gotta be weathered and put on tow cables, and that's about it. It's pretty much a done kit. The base is all homemade by me. I made this out of looks like a 1x6 plank of pine, and routed it and put on some stain and a clear coat. So someday I'll actually put like some earth terrain on it and make it look like a Kursk steppe with some high grass and stuff. But yeah, you know, I'm happy with it. We got a show coming up, which I'll talk about later, that I'd like to bring it to. It's not a model show, it's just a model. Well, we'll talk about it later. Alright, the second piece is the Tiger. This is even older. This was supposed to have been built for Adam Mann's Tiger 1 anniversary group build, which was probably 2 years ago. And I also got the tracks on, and yes, I made another really simple mistake. Somehow I was thinking I needed 96 links, and somehow I was convinced that it was the perfect number for a Tamiya tank. And I found out that I'm off by one link, which is not a big deal. These are Ryefield tracks. I can just paint a piece, pin it in, weather it, done. This still has a few items. I got the shovel and the tow cable that goes on the side, and again, weathering the upper structure. You know, maybe some pencils, graphite pencils. I still got to do the because I guess on the auto carries, this Tiger has the front wheels were removed. So I got to put the little rim bolted doohickey on. But yeah, she's a wrap. Very happy. I did have my Henschel, that Henschel truck, and right now it's packaged. I brought it to a meeting back in May, my club meeting, to show and tell, and it's still in the box, which means I haven't worked on it for several, 3 or 4 weeks now. That actually is it's getting very close to being done, and I actually got some more accessories to put in the cargo bed. I got this. This is relatively new from Mini Art because you can't get it on some Scale Hobbyist or whatever. It's not there, so I had to get it from the Ukraine, and it took a long time to get here, but it's cool. It's got some really nice big bulky boxes and stuff, and very cool stuff. Another thing I'm working on is trying different things. Is I got this 8-rad armored car, which I may have showed everyone way back when, but I got this at a model show in October of last year, and here it is. I've been working with pigments. I don't want to make a mess, but here it is. And I've been kind of getting it all dirty and stuff. I want to get the undercarriage dirty, and I want to try a different medium. I'm actually using a MIG product. This is Dark Earth pigment, but I've noticed that it is different than AK's pigment. AK's pigment doesn't really clump together really well. It clumps for a few seconds and then it breaks apart. The MIG stuff is definitely like, you can make it into big goopy things. It does seem to cling to models just as is. You don't even need any kind of fixer, though. Probably in the long run you might want something. It's all an experiment. I'll let you know how it all comes out in the end. You can be the judge. Because I'm just using a different way of fixing it. Probably works better on the AK than the MIG. But hey, we're all learning. New other things that are new. Nothing really new, but just ongoing projects to be a testimony of that. Yes, I have been working on models ever since the last update. I don't know if I ever showed you these, but I have two 172 Messerschmitts from Academy that I've been working on. Very close to painting. And then I decided, hey, they need two Stukas. So I got a Stuka from, one's a Fujimi kit, and the other one is, it's a tester's box, but it's a reboxing of an Italeri kit, which I showed you this when it first came out, maybe 2-3 years ago. So I'm working on it, and it's been very comical building it, because both of these kits are not top shelf. They're medium shelf model kits. So Italeri, Fujimi. I like Fujimi. I think they're pretty good. I actually have quite a few Fujimi kits, and what was my conclusion? One of them really was a bear to build, and the other one was less so. And for the life of me, I really don't remember anymore. It's been working on these things for since Christmas, I think. One was a real filler queen, more so than the other. So it's like comparing an MP40 to a Sten submachine gun. One's marginally superior to the other, and I don't remember which one it was. And this is what I gotta say about these. They've been fun. I'm looking forward to finishing them up and painting them. One is going to be a North Africa Stuka, and the other one is the Hans Rudel, was it the Stuka G1 or G2, with the 37mm cannons on the wings. So both would be very neat. There. Last, we're going to talk about another kit that's not... I started this when it first came out, so I think it was Tactical Jackalope. He's the one who got me into Scale Hobbyist, because it's only like 25 minutes down the road from where I live. So this was one of the first products I ever got, was the Tiger 131. And I was really stoked about building it, and kind of forgot about it. So here it is. I've been adding a little bit to it, but for the most part, she's built. And this is a real problem about building kits and putting them away and then starting up again, is that you gotta keep field notes, because I had no idea what was where, and parts were not really organized well. So I had to reread the instructions. Mind you, they're Dragon instructions, which made it complicated. I've read much more harder books. Or not harder books, but anyway, you know what I mean. Is that was a pain. So I don't want to do that again. So my lesson is, really don't let your models sit on the shelf, because it compounds a lot of complications, especially if you're not organized. It's one thing if you got notes and everything's put away just right. Well, fine, you can open up 10 years from now and it'll be fine, as long as your noodle is still functioning. But otherwise, it was chaos. So, she's good. I would like to build it. It's just another model that's on the shelf, and it's got to get done, which I'm going to go into later. Alright. That's it for kind of where I'm at with general things. Acquisitions. Of course I have acquisitions. How can I not? The day that Russell doesn't buy models, oh my god, it's crazy. I will admit that I have gotten into the bug of kind of buying models, not so much for me, but to maybe sell at model shows, because that's just one way for me to support my hobby, as far as buying my paints and my glues and materials. Yes, people are talking outside. It's July 7th, so it's the end of the big weekend. Hot dogs and firecrackers. They've been blowing fireworks off for the last 3 days. It's been big fun. Anyway, yeah, so I've been buying models for me to build for me, but also to sell, to support me, which is kind of cool. Not that I want to be a store person or a businessman, but this is a great question, though. How do we support our hobby financially? I mean, certainly on YouTube, you got the monetary system. I'm not sure if that's even a thing anymore, because people don't seem to be really talking about it, and when they did, they weren't making a whole lot of money. Let's face it, we don't have 1 million subscribers. And then there's the patron system, and if you're gonna click, I think Panzermeister 36 has be a patron, and you know, I don't have any issue with that. I don't care. If you want to make tons of money, you want to go and make resin or somehow make money out of this hobby, all the power to you. So I guess I'm just trying to justify that there's a lot of ways of doing it, and mine is just going to flea markets or antique shops and I find kits. And sometimes they're really expensive, like overpriced, but then sometimes there's like, it's like rock bottom. For example, I got this 2 weeks ago. I got this Grumman F4F 132 scale Wildcat at a flea market. I paid $15 for it. I mean, surprisingly, inside was the receipt. Somebody had purchased this through Squadron and they paid $55 for it. So for me, hey, you know, no harm, no foul. I gave him some money and I walked off with the kit. Will I build this kit? I'm very tempted to build it, but I also have two other 132nd Pacific. I got a Corsair, I think. So it becomes a question of, will I ever build these? If not, then I gotta make a decision. So here I got a deal where I can make a little bit of profit and I can put it away towards glue and paint or whatever. So and somebody else can have it and build it or do the same thing, sell it. So that's kind of like my little cycle that I'm going through. Another kit that I got at a flea market recently was this. Actually, I think it was the same day that I got the Wildcat. I got this Hasegawa Mitchell. I was able to talk him down. He wanted 20, but I was able to get 15 out of it. Kit's complete, sealed in the bag. You know, I might build it. I might not. I probably might sell it. Who knows? You never know what the future's going to bring. So there's that. So, yeah, that's a tough thing, you know. Which I'm going to lead to into the next chapter is this great dilemma that I've been having, which is probably my last real reason why I haven't been doing as much YouTubing or even model building. I should have had a lot done by now, but I've been kind of like slacking off. So let's continue with some stuff. I did get a raffle win at a model show recently, maybe back in May. I put in a lot of money for raffles because if you put more raffle tickets in, the odds are your number is greatly increased. Alright, isn't there like rules of probability or something? So I put in a decent amount of money. I say like $40. And what was on the table was they had an F-15 Eagle 132 scale Revell kit. They had the, well, I think a Hobby Boss, the B-24 132nd. And they had a Bismarck 1/350th Tamiya and something else. I think it was like an Iwata airbrush and compressor. That was like the special raffle. And then the regular raffle was on the side. So I put in a bunch of money for the special raffle because I really wanted to get the B-24. So I put $40 in it. And I just wasn't a lot. People rattling off names, didn't get anything. But my name came, and I got the F-15 Eagle. It's a really big box. It looks pretty cool. Again, though, it's a big jet. I don't have jets. I do have jets. I just haven't built one. So again, it's one of these things. Do I sell it or do I build it? I'm gonna sit on it for a little while, kind of let it breathe like a nice brandy, and whatever. I did buy a kit, and I am gonna build this because it's cool, and it's from a very kind of like one of these independent companies called Gas Patch Models, and it's a Henschel biplane. One of the early German Luftwaffe planes used, I think, in Spain and Poland. And I actually got I think Airfix World did a feature on this when it came out. It just looks like a fun little build. It's very tight, nice details, just looks neat, and it's a nice subject. You can do a lot of different things with the, you can make it like a Spanish Condor Legion kind of thing, or you can do the early markings. So there's a lot of different things you can do with it, and it's cool. So I'll definitely build this. Other things are, I got some of these kits because they were really inexpensive for me through a friend of mine. So I guess Squadron's got these like Heroes and Warriors figures. So I got him, and I got these guys. And I do like figure building, and I really just haven't been into it. Not because I don't want to, just like got all these other things to do. So we'll work on that. And the last thing I want to talk about for an acquisition, I got this at a model show. I think I got this through the same fellow who sold me the Gas Patch Henschel, was a Valentine, which is kind of neat. I don't have a lot of Commonwealth vehicles, and I think they're pretty neat subjects to build. And I do like North African theater, so I'm thinking maybe this for next year for Valentine's Day I might do like a spoof series on like "Will you be my Valentine" kind of thing. I think that would be kind of funny. Maybe some good mojo motivation for my YouTube channel. Are there more acquisitions? Of course there are, but I don't have time to show them all, and I don't want to bore you to death. So, what else are we going to talk about? We talked about building, acquisitions, kind of where I'm at. The last thing I really want to talk about though is really like my dilemma. And I'm really asking you, the viewer, to give me feedback on how I should tackle this, because this has been an ongoing problem, and this might be a lesson for some of you also, is that I have a tendency to build, I'll start a kit, and I go open up a new kit and start building that. And I know it's not a new thing. Everybody's like, yeah, well, I know a guy like that. Well, I am one of those guys, and I don't like it. I feel very overwhelmed, and I just feel like I'm never going to finish anything. So, and this is kind of like also what's been motivating me to sell my models, is just really coming to the real conclusion that I will never build these. They will never be built. I probably have enough models to supply 3 lifetimes of model building. I'm not even retired. I probably won't be retired, so for a long time. So this is kind of like a ridiculous like conundrum. I remember hearing this. I think it was a YouTube or a Google Hangout, and there's a bunch of model builders. And I think Will Pattison was on there, and we're talking about this topic, and he mentioned like, you know, you control the fire extinguisher. You know what I mean? And that's true. We all have the trigger finger. You know, we can't blame anyone but ourselves for this situation, and it is what it is. So, but yes, I do have the control finger. I have the trigger finger. I control the fire extinguisher, and I'm going to make a decision to get rid of a fraction of what I own to bring some balance back. So I'm going to actually take my camera and bring it up to where I have all my models on a shelf. There's probably at least 30 kits that are works in progresses. You've all seen them. Most of them have been featured on my channel since the beginning, and I've just never gone around and finishing them. So let's take a peek and see what they are. Alright, let's start here. Well, there's some models that are my brother's, but oh look, there's a Panther. I just got that at a model show. Oh, the Hot Rod, I actually started that. Oh look, a Sherman and a Pershing. And we got, oh, that EZ8. And there's that gun Stummel. That's almost done. The EZ8's almost done. Those two are not almost done. I got this track vehicle I got back in last year. That's, actually it's right over there. There it is. Okay. And we're going down a list. Oh, and here we go. We got a Panzer I. And I got a gun that's supposed to go to my half-track, which is still in parts. I got the Hornet, the Kakao, a Spitfire, a Japanese thing, and these little guys, little truck. And we're going up, we're going up. Oh, we got a Mosquito in a 110. And we got a Yog Tiger, a Horch, a Luke Skywalker, a Hudson Hornet. Oh, that's the Striker, which that's almost built. I mean, I should really be painting that. This, good lord, this thing goes back to like, I think I was married at the time. I got that in 2010 or 11. It's been to many states. I have to finish this. And then we're moving along. We get that Martyr 3. That kit's been driving me bonkers. I really don't like it. My Star Wars X-Wing fighter. Some more Star Wars. That Greyhound is almost done. The Krupp is done. I got that Ming FT-17. That's practically done. The Tiger 1, that was from Felis Barcelinosis. The Kelly's Heroes group build. That's what that was supposed to have been for. A Panzer 3, that was the Hamilcar Barkas build. A Stug 3, that's as old as my Flakverling. A Nashorn. And there's a bunch of other things. There's the Henschel. But most of these kits are close to being done. Let's put it back on the tripod. So you can see, that is what I look at every day, or whenever I get on my workbench, because my workbenches are right below the shelf. That's what I see. I see a lot of unfinished builds. And I visualize the finished models in my mind, how wonderful they look. But in reality, they're just sitting there. It gets annoying, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. But my thing is this, been thinking about it. I gotta give myself a new deal. Kind of like FDR in the New Deal plan. I figure if I could finish 3 kits, I'll allow myself to tinker with a new box. You know what I mean? Like a 3-to-1 ratio, maybe a 4-to-1. Just sort of like a little reinforcement to keep plowing away. I could do like a countdown video series, just start off with number 30 and make a little snippet video. It wouldn't be terrible, because I have been interested in making videos like Alex modeling. I like his style of doing he just puts the camera on and does this time lapse, and he does talking. He does it really well. He's got nice finesse, and I'm very attracted to maybe doing it, because that would work. I could just start throwing a model in my hands and then edit the video and then just talk about the journey of this kit. But yeah, do a countdown and just knocking them out, bang, bang, bang. Because once that's done, I just feel like a burden will have just come off my shoulders, and I'll just feel much more at ease. Well, there I am. There it was. So that's me. I got nothing else to talk about. It's summer. It's going to get a little bit hot out today, so better get the AC back on. Well, I hope everything's going well at your bench, and I really hope everything's going good. Busy here, and don't worry, you will see more videos. Definitely more tutorials in the future. So, take care and model on.